Hi, it's Angel Lori. Welcome back. I want to talk today about the things that I see in my environment, around my home, out in the matrix, in the skies. There's always a plethora of things that I see. Maybe it's just the frequency that I'm on, that I'm able to see these things, or they want me to see these things. I don't know. The amount of ships that I've seen in all manner of faction, starting with the ship that I commandeered to me here in North Carolina years ago, that I saw it in the sky as a missile looking thing. Okay, let me tell you. I was at the bus stop. This was before I got my car. So, it's like a lot of stuff happened before I got my car. I was at the bus stop. It's in the late afternoon because I got off work and I came up I came up the bus, got off, went to the supermarket because I needed to get some groceries. And then, I pushed the shopping cart over there close to the bus stop. That was my trick. If you're from New York City, you have to have tricks to get your groceries home. Now, you can get stuff delivered. Now I got a car and all of that, so I don't have to worry about that. But back then I did not. So I had to put myself in a shopping cart, push it to the edge where the bus stop was. Not, like at the bus, but, right at the edge where the bus stop was and the bus stand. And I'm standing there and I'm waiting for the bus. I always try to time it so that when I pay for my groceries and get to the bus stop, I don't got long to wait. Because, if I've got like ice cream and frozen goods, I don't want them to melt. So I came out at just the right time. It was probably like about maybe 10 minutes till the bus was supposed to come. If the bus was going to be on time. Not always the case here in North Carolina. Big up to the bus drivers, though. Lots of people still need you. I don't right now. Thank you. Anyway, and I'm standing there, and like I told you before, I'm always eyes to the sky. I'm always looking up. I'm never like looking at the ground or watching the ants go by, even though I do try to be mindful of little insects, like if they're on the ground, or worms when it rains. I try not to step on them. I just try not to. I mean, everyone should try, especially if you're cognizant. But anyway, so I'm standing there, I'm looking at the sky. I see the sun is like, getting, in its preparation stages to set. And it's just beautiful. It's just like golden, beautiful light. There were some clouds in the sky, but not like thick clouds. Wispy things up there, looking beautiful with the golden light reflecting and everything. And I'm standing there and I'm like, just chilling, waiting for the bus. My phone was at 1%. So, no music to be listened to, no looking at Facebook or anything. So I'm just standing there and I'm looking around. And then I noticed a plane was going by. I'm standing here at the bus stop. The plane's going by. It's over on the far end of this, a couple of streets away, up in the sky. And I only really paid attention to it because I saw the sunlight glint across the side of it, and it caught my eye. Normally I don't give a crap about planes. I don't be looking at them. And it caught a glint across this plane. Would look like about the size of like a 747, like a big plane. And it just, it went down the side of it. Glint. And I was like, oh, that's pretty. And didn't pay no mind. But then something must have hit my subconscious. Recognized that it wasn't right. When my conscious mind just said, oh, that looked nice. And then I looked over again and I started focusing in a little bit more. I'm like, is that a missile? Because that plane does not have any effing wings. There's no wings on that plane. I'm like, and I'm like squinting and looking a little bit closer. I'm like, huh. I'm thinking to myself, like, is that a missile? Are we at war? That's the first thing that came to my mind. Is that a missile? Are we at war? And I'm looking at it. Okay, because the missile was the regular tube-like plane. Regular tube-like curved at the front. The long cylindrical body of the plane. And then I even saw the back tail. I call it a tail fin. I don't know what aviation calls it as the proper term, but the little triangle, little tail fin at the back. But there just was no wings. There was no wings on the plane. That was the only thing. I was like, that's a missile. Oh my God. And I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, like, wait a minute. I don't think that's a missile either. I was like, but that damn sure ain't no plane. And I'm thinking hard, and I must have been thinking at it at the speed of thought. And when I said, you're no plane, you're no missile, I was like, if you're not a plane, do something. And as soon as I thought that, this thing did something. Okay, it's going like this, like a plane, with the little, look how my thumb is. Like with the little tail fin up here. And then it did this. Like an impossible move of going in one direction. A plane can only go in one direction. And if it's going to turn, it's got to bank. It didn't bank. It just said, doop, whoop, like a curve in on itself into the other direction. I was like, holy shit. That is no plane. That's shit. I'm an angelic, but I still say an explicative every now and again. Please forgive me, those that are holier than thou. But anyway, I was like, that is a ship. And I'm looking at it. And it's just up there morphing. It's doing stuff. It's not the same shape that it was at first, looking like, the cigar shape with just the little triangle on the tail. It changed shape. As it listened to me and curved back around, then I saw one shape. It looked like a giant eagle kind of shape. I can't even explain it to you. It looked like a giant eagle kind of shape in the sky. Then it looked like almost like two birds. It just looked so different. It was like moving around. I call it joyriding in the sky. This ship was joyriding in the sky. And it went to the eagle shape. Then it looked like a two bird shape. And then it moved into a triangular shape. And I'm like, oh, look at you. And that's what I said, is exactly what I thought. Look at you. And then I said, in my head, nothing out of my mouth. I'm the only one at the bus stop. Life is going on around the entire neighborhood. People are getting out their cars, going into the supermarket, going into Family Dollar. They're riding along the boulevard. I'm the only one here at the bus stop. So I'm like, okay. I thought to myself, I'm going to need you to come closer. And as soon as I thought it, before the thought was even finished, in my head, this ship was overhead. I'm here at the bus stop. This is little me. I'm looking up. I'm a girl. I don't know approximations. I would say maybe 500 feet above me. All I can tell you is it was just a bit higher than the street light in the parking lot. And you know how high up those ones go? It was just a scotch higher than that. And I'm looking up, and I'm assuming I'm looking at its undercarriage, underneath it. So here is this triangle, and it's got smooth edges. They're not pointy edges. They're smooth. And each section of the smoothness of the triangle, there is a giant circle. And it is illuminated white. So it's this white light coming from this vehicle. And there was nothing in the center, no middle light, no nothing in the center. But around the edges of it, I could clearly see energetic waves flashing, moving, undulating around this vehicle. All around the vehicle, not just like the front tips, the front curving. No, all around the triangle. Little waves. And I equate them to, in the summertime, like dead in the heat of the summer, when you see those energy waves of heat coming up off of the asphalt or the concrete, you see the bands coming up. That's exactly the energy waves, band, field that was coming off of this craft in the sky, this ship. And I'm in love. I'm in love with this ship. I am sending love vibes out to this ship. I am enthralled by this ship. I'm looking at her came to my mind. I'm looking at her, not it. I'm looking at her, and she's a beautiful girl. And the energy waves are coming off her. Then I noticed on the sides of the ship, there's like these clear panels. There's like clear tubes, like clear inner workings on each side of this triangle. And I'm looking, and the energy waves are like a little bit denser in those clear cylindrical shaped areas on the sides of this ship. So I'm looking, and you know me, I'm thinking. I'm enthralled, but I'm thinking, and I'm like, I'm looking for rivets. I'm looking for edges. I'm looking for anything humanity related in the assembling of that ship. I'm doing it all. My mind is crack-a-lacking. I'm crack-a-lacking. I'm enthralled. I'm in love, and I'm crack-a-lacking. And I'm telling you, I didn't give two figs about who was aboard that ship. Knowing the things that I know now, I would care. I would care what energy I was getting from any beings on the ship. But at that point, I was in love with that ship. I was in love with that ship. I was in love with her. I started calling her my ship. My ship. My ship. So if that's my ship, then that's my crew. So, getting tingles. And I was like, oh my God. And I'm looking at her, I'm trying to bring it all in, drink it all in. And like another part of me, another perspective of me is like, does anybody else see this beautiful creation hovering, making no sound at all? Seeming like it shouldn't even be in this reality at all. Hovering here above the street lamp in the parking lot of the Food Lion here in North Carolina. Off of West Market. I'm like, dude, you're so beautiful. You're a gorgeous girl. And I'm looking at it, and I'm loving it, and I'm drinking all of it in, and I'm looking, and I'm trying to get every sensation I can. I don't have like any negativity at all coming from that shit to me. None whatsoever. None whatsoever. Not caring who's in it. My intuition, when I first saw this shit, when it started morphing in the sunshine, and I'm like, they up there joyriding in the damn shit. My intuition then was, that's fucking humanity. That's humanity in that ship. They're joyriding, they're playing in the sunlight. That's such a human thing to do. I would do it if I was in a ship and the sun is setting and some puny little human woman, little black woman, has noticed us and she summoned us over and our ship obeyed her. Our ship went to her. I don't know, but this is how I picture the scenario of the occupants on board. I really don't feel that they were negative, but I don't know. I don't think negative beings would play in the sun. That's just me. So whether it was humanity or another race of being in there, I think I would tend to think that it was benevolent, because why would malevolence, regressive intentions play in the sun in their ship? They just wouldn't. I don't think that they would. I don't think that they would. But anyway, so the ship was hovering above me. I'm looking at the ship. I'm loving on her. She's loving on me. I'm totally fascinated by her. I'm like, just like, oh my God. And then the thought hit me like, oh my God, you should grab your phone. I was like, but I couldn't take my eyes off the ship. And in the back of my mind, I knew I only had 1%. It probably already had evaporated already. And I would look like a doofus. So I'm just looking at this ship. I'm loving on her. She's loving on me. This is happening in seconds. I'm drawing the story out, but it felt like an eternity, but it literally was seconds. I wouldn't even say it was a full 2 minutes or anything. From the time that I first saw it, it curved back in on itself. Then it started morphing in the sunlight. And then I thought to it, I'm going to need you to come closer. Boom. Right over me. Right over me. And I'm looking at it. And it's just so amazing. And I'm like, oh my God. And then it's like, the scenario on board is, okay, we're flying around, we're doing stuff. You know, stupid humans down there can't even see us anyway. Whatever, chill. Maybe they forgot to put their cloaking device on, because I catch them cloaked in the clouds a lot of times. Well, that'll be later on in this. Maybe they was like, yeah, maybe had a couple of drinks. If it's humanity, they was probably like kicking some back up there or whatever, drunk driving in the sky. Or, if it's an ET race of being, they're just like sightseeing and chilling like over the hood. Because, East Market. It was East Market, not West Market. East Market. West Market. I told you, I'm a girl. I'm not good with, that kind of stuff. West Market. It was West Market. They were chilling. East or west? The sun rises in the east, sets in the west. West. Definitely west. Because it rises on the west. And it sets in the east. Okay. And I'm thinking they're like up there chilling like villains. And then my thought form hit the sentience of the ship, and we resonated. And when I asked the ship to show me that it was not a plane, then it curved in on itself. Then it started showboating in the sky for me. And then when I finally thought, I'm gonna need you to come closer, boom, like, your wish is my command. And I'm like, yo. And I can only imagine on the ship, if it's humanity, it's like, yo, pull up the files. Who the F is that mofo down there? Her groceries in the cart, pulling us out of our schedule. Who is that? Find out. Maybe if it was humanity and it was like negative humanity, which I don't think it would be negative humanity. It could be inquisitive humanity. Maybe they was the ones that came back and, I started seeing more ships in the sky. I don't know. But anyway, if it was ET, then it was probably, I'd like to believe it was part of my crew. If it was ET, I don't know. When I told my friend, well, okay, let me finish it. When I'm looking at it, I'm loving on it, it's loving on me. I feel the resonance with the ship. I didn't say with the crew, with the ship. Then it just winked out of existence. After it let me get a very good gander, it just winked out of existence. It didn't shoot off at a magnanimous speed. It didn't implode. It just was here, then it was not. And I'm staring still at this empty space of sky like, oh my God. Did it just cloak itself? And they're still watching me? And they're going to follow me home on the bus? Are they cloaked now? Or did they just slide right on out of this reality? You know, maybe they went about their business that they was doing before I so rudely interrupted them. And it was just gone. It was just gone. I got home. I put my phone on charger. And as soon as I got it up and running, I did a MUFON report. I have a MUFON case number and everything. I tried to get everything down. I started writing. And then I said, let me draw it. I am a lousy artist, even though I'm going to start getting into painting this month. Pray for me. Pray for the world. But I drew. So, you know, I always have like printer paper at home. Got the white paper out. I got a pencil because, you know, who does stuff with pen? And I had a pencil and an eraser. And I'm like trying to draw what I saw. Like, I'm telling you, man, a 2-year-old could have did a better rendition of what they saw. But, you know, I did what I could. And I'll put the pictures here. I did what I could. This is what I could do. And I made sure that I wrote like little notes on the drawing about what I saw. I even drew me on the bottom with my cute little hair and my cute little grocery cart looking up at the ship. I did. I made sure I put me in the picture. That was so cute. I don't know. I drew me kind of cute. But anyway, that was an event. That was an event. And it wasn't like, there was zero fear. I wasn't afraid of the ship. Or I didn't even give a rat's B, or rat's A, about who was on board. It was just me and the ship. So I already know I have a resonance. I have a sentience with ships. They sense me. I sense them. I can control them. How does this happen? I don't know. Maybe it's a part of who I am or who I've been. Whatever. I love that ship. And I started calling that ship my ship. And you all know when I went to work the next day, I blew the place up with what happened to me. And the people that know me and know that all kinds of these weird experiences happen, they're like, oh my God, Lori, why does these things always happen to you? And, you know, and I'm telling everybody, and it's just amazing. It's just amazing. I claimed that ship that day. I claimed that ship as my own. I was like, that's my ship. It's my ship. She came to me when I called her. It's my ship. Oh, it's the Husky. And I was like, okay. We saw a ship. We did the MUFON report. We did the pictures. We made sure we remember what time we saw it. And we had it all down pat. So I'll put those pictures up here. Now, moving on to other things in the sky. I've seen clouds shaped like giant Anunnaki over my former house where I live with my family. I no longer live with them. Giant cloud shaped like an Anunnaki. Now, when I was out walking my dog. I was out walking Thor. And then I was walking Thor and we were down the block. And when I looked up, there's this giant cloud over the house, like humanoid shaped. I'm like, oh my God. What kind of portent is that? I didn't take it as a good portent. at all. And I snap pictures. When I'm out, I'm always taking pictures of the clouds, of the things that I see. I see the ships. Sometimes, but that Anunnaki was foreboding. Foreboding. Look at it. You can clearly see the cone-shaped head. You can clearly see it's buffed as a mofo. I mean, buffed. I mean, you can see abs. You can see abs and arms that are ripped. What kind of cloud looks like this? Have you ever in your life seen a cloud that looks like this? I know I didn't until that day. Only me. These things happen to me. So the Anunnaki cloud. Also, I remember, it's always seems to see these things when I'm with Thor. I was walking Thor. We had driven over to the school parking lot, and I like to walk up in the grass over there. So we were walking. I got out the car. I look up. I see a rainbow dragon in the sky. I'm always seeing dragons. I was a celestial dragon in one life. I did do a regression on that. It was beautiful. Beautiful collective. So loving. Does so much for the universes. You have no idea. But saw the rainbow dragon. You know, look closer at it. You see the head. You can see the head. And you can see the rainbow of it in the body shape. Amazing. I was amazed. I felt blessed. I felt truly blessed that it allowed me to see it. I was like fascinated. I was just standing there gawking at it. Just gawking. So the rainbow dragon that I saw in the sky. Also, the day I got my regression, there was a dragon in the sky. It was before I was going to start my regression with Alyssa. It's the only hypnotic regression I've had so far. I'm going to plan other ones with other hypnotists because she no longer does that. Alyssa, you need to do it again. And the cloud dragon, I'll put it here. Look closer. I mean, it's so evident. And then I'm always looking at the clouds. And then you see the serpents. There's serpent clouds. So look at the serpent. And then I even drew on it so you can like see the pattern of the serpents. That's insanity. That's amazing. These clouds we see. And then you'll see some of the clouds, examples I'll put up here of the ships in the clouds. Okay, one ship, it was just so obvious. I could see the edge outline of it within the body of the cloud. I'm thinking to myself, let's just wait till I show this to my friends. They're not even trying anymore. They're like, listen, these humans need to wake up. We're not even going to try to cover up much anymore. Look, take a gander. Take a gander. We're not even going to try anymore. If they're going to ignore this, I don't know what to say. You know, don't know. All right. And then I remember there was some weirdo vehicle in the sky. Me and my daughter were driving, and it was over on, it was once again the west side of Greensboro. And she actually noticed it first because I was driving. I'm paying attention to the road. She actually noticed it in the sky. It was some weird propeller thing. And I'm like, what is that? And I'll put it here. It had like something on the back of it, and you could see it spinning. So I don't know what kind of drone does that. It could have been somebody's drone or whatever, but you be the judge. I don't know what it was. Then there was rando orbs that I see in the sky. Rando orbs. rando orbs, and they're like way up there, and it's not planes. Rando orbs. I'll tell you about this time. I don't have any pictures of it. I'll tell you about this time. I was FaceTiming with my daughter out walking Thor. Once again, west side of Greensboro. West side of Greensboro is hot right now. I don't know what these ETs are doing with the people over there, but it is hot with activity. At least it was for all the years that I saw stuff. Anyway, so I'm outside. I'm walking about, close to where we live. I'm walking around the neighborhood. There's a big old church there. So we're walking around. Best grass in Greensboro to walk your dog. Best grass. And, I'm walking Thor. I'm talking to my daughter, FaceTiming. And then I happen to look up, as I'm always looking up. I like to take pictures of the clouds. But since I was FaceTiming with her, I couldn't take cloud pictures. And I'm looking up. And I'm looking down the block in the sky. And then I see a weirdo cloud. And I was like, oh, I think there's something in that cloud. I think that cloud's a ship cloud. I told my daughter, I'm looking at her, I'm talking to her. And then as I'm looking at this cloud, I don't know, maybe it was like maybe 8 times the size of a soccer ball. Big, ballish orb. Solid. Like, I don't know. Like a little Death Star, but not like scary like a Death Star, but big, but not planetary big, but like, I don't know, like maybe that big or something, comes out of the cloud like this, and it's hovering there. But the way that it's positioned is above the boulevard. It's above the boulevard, and all the cars are coming up and down. Life is going on. People are around. I'm standing here with my daughter on FaceTime, walking the dog, and it just comes out like that. And it must have been scanning and observing. And it was like a whitish color. It wasn't silver. And like, I guess in the front section that was scanning, it looked like a black panel. Like, it was dark. I don't know, maybe like a graphene color, maybe not quite black, but like a graphene dark color down that middle of it. So here's this giant circle with this black graphene looking panel down the front, and it just came out of the cloud like that. Like, this ain't even a reality. This is like some type of TV show that's monitored. That's what it felt like to me when it just came right on out like that. Here it is, hovering in this cloud, watching the neighborhood, scanning the boulevard. And I told my daughter, I was like, oh my God. I took my phone, I turned it around. I said, do you see what I see? Do you see what I see in that cloud? And she was like, Mom, what is that? That big circle thing. What is that? I was like, I don't know what it is, but it just came out of that cloud and it's looking down the boulevard. And she's looking like, oh my God, I see it, Mom. I'm like, oh my God, what is it? And it's like maybe that combination of my daughter's energy and my energy must have telepathically hit it, because it's like as soon as we're like, like talking back and forth, like, oh my God, you see it, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And it must have sensed it. Because if it didn't, I'm sure it would have been there hanging for quite a while. Nobody else was noticing it. And it was just hanging there. And then me and my daughter, we're like, going like ballistic with the, oh my God. And then it just zoop right back into that cloud. And then that cloud floated away. And I watched the cloud until it was out of my sight. And I was like, what was that? I told my daughter, I was like, it was monitoring. It was scanning. It was like taking telemetry of the neighborhood. It was watching us. It was watching humanity. What the fuck was that? Was that humanity doing that? A country country? This country? 3-letter agency? I don't know. Or was that not even? Was that something from somewhere else sent that out to just take a gander? Maybe the ship, like I said, it looked like a ship cloud. Maybe a ship was in that cloud and they sent that out as this to get telemetry. Once again, it's like, what kind of reality am I in? What is this place? Because it's definitely not anything that they taught me about in school or my parents taught me about when they was thumping their Bibles at me. Right here in my own neighborhood. There's been many times when my daughter has seen ships. When she used to visit my dad upstate New York and come down on the bus, she'd be like, Mom, I saw a ship. When I'm on that bus, I'm looking out the window. I'm like, that is clearly a ship. She sees ships. I see ships. I'm like, they're pretty much around us all the time up there. All the time. You just have to take the time to look. Maybe you have to be on a particular frequency. I don't know. But I see them all the damn time. And I'm like, really? Especially with that orb thing, that big circular thing. I'm like, y'all really fully understand that humanity just doesn't give a fuck. That humanity just won't even, like that movie, Don't Look Up. Don't look up. Humanity just won't look up. Humanity is so entrenched in the day-to-day and the things that they do that they don't even take a moment to look up at the sun and get some codes and energy, or look up at the clouds and say, that just looks out of place, or they just don't. It's amazing, really. Then, let me see, what else that I can remember right now? High strangeness in our skies. Well, I'm always capturing things. Oh, I remember one time. Now, this was at the same bus stop that when I commented the other ship. It was a full moon that evening. Full moon that night. I decided to take my phone out and just try to capture the full moon. Now, when I captured the full moon, there's a building on the side. I captured, because I took a couple of quick pictures of the moon. There was 2 orbs. And then it looked like one orb had went over the building and the other orb was following. I don't know. I mean, I reported it to MUFON. I report everything. I don't know. And it was only seen in the picture. I didn't see it with my eye. I was just focusing on the moon. So I don't know if it was some type of trick of light at night that had the orbs over there. I don't know. But in the picture, it looks sus. That's all I gotta say. It looks sus. It looked like 2 orb ships. Orb ships or orb beings that went over that building. I'll leave it to you. I'll put the pictures here. Also, when I was in the Caribbean, I was on vacation. Oh, God, so many years ago. I took, I always take pictures of the clouds when I'm on vacation because they hide there too. And then when I was looking at the picture in my phone, I caught something rando and weirdo. So I'll put that here. I don't know. I have no explanation. It doesn't look like a parachutist. I don't remember any parachutists that day when we was on our excursion and I'm taking pictures and stuff because it was a parachutist. I would have took better pictures. I would have tried to get closer pictures. I love parasailing, to see people parasailing, so I always try to snap pictures of that. It doesn't look like that to me, but I'll leave that to you. I don't know what it was. And then another rando shot. And I was like, what is that? And then I was kind of thinking, like, is that the Dark Knight? Satellite? I don't know. Did I capture a picture of it? I don't know. I just take the pictures. I got very little explanations for you. So, you be the judge of that one. Let me see. And that was on vacation. Whenever I go on cruises, I always book balconies. And then at night, I like to stand out on the balcony and I'm trying to call something in. I'm trying to call something in. I'm trying to see if something will fly by the ship. I'm looking for USOs underneath the water. That's just who I am. I'm always watching for something. On the ship directly, never seen anything. But I do have a friend, not mentioning any names. He told me he was on a cruise and he was on his balcony and he seen an orb that came right in front of him. He was so happy when he contacted me. He was like, Lori, I've seen something. I was like, calm down. I see it all the time. What you saw? What you saw, boy? What you saw, boy? And he told me, and I was like, dude, welcome to the club. Welcome. Maybe you'll see some more. And then I have another friend, mentioning no names, but he has his own YouTube, and he's always seeing UFOs in Las Vegas. Boom. And his beginning story of that got him on his journey to keep his eyes to the sky was on a cruise where he saw, I believe it was an orb as well, or it could have just been a straight ship. They're out there. If you're on the right frequency, you'll see them. If they want you to see them, you will see them. If you have not seen strange phenomena, aerial phenomena in the sky, come hang with me. Come hang with me. You will see. Also, my daughter, when she went to Las Vegas for the honeymoon, not honeymoon, for anniversary, wedding anniversary, they took the tour with my friend Misha Johnson, and she has like a night tour that you can go, and she takes you far out of Vegas, into the blackness, where you can straight see up into the sky. You can see the stars, you can see the satellites, you can see the ships, and then she has the those night vision goggle, military level ones. And my daughter was like, she could see them without them. She could see all the ships up there without the goggles. But when they put the goggles on, you can see even better. I've always wanted to do Misha's tour. So if you're in Vegas, do a Misha Johnson tour. If she's still doing them. I hope she's still doing them. I want to get to Vegas soon. I want to do that. And I want to see my other friend in Vegas that sees the UFOs all the time in Vegas. YouTube channel. Yeah. I wanna meet him face to face, give him a hug. I want to give Misha a hug and take her tour. Okay. Because I know when I call down my fleet, they're gonna be like, hey, Lori Angel. Hey girl, we've been missing you, girl. So that's in Vegas. And Vegas, there's lots of stuff. I want to go to Vegas, not to gamble. I'm not a gambler. I want to go to Vegas to do Misha's tour, and I want to spot the ETs that are in humanity, because I spot them. I feel them. They are a different frequency. They are a different vibration. And if you are sensitive, you feel it. So they could look like you and me, but when they get into the vicinity of moi, it's like spidey sense. It's like a spidey sense. It's like every hair on my body, my fine hairs, they stand up. They stand up. The back of my neck, boom. My crown chakra be like, yo, there's something not kosher in this place. And I know. And then they know that I know. And then they know that I know that they know that I know. They're not humanity. That's why I'm going to go to Vegas. I got a couple of friends that have had ET spottings in Vegas. Because you got Area 54 there. You got all kinds of shit there from the military and 3-letter agencies and all that crap. They're all there. So when they come in, they be like, look, can we hit Vegas? Can we have one night out on realm of Earth? And sure, just put on your meat looking suit. Just put on your high-tech gadget so that when you go out, you look like them and you won't cause any whatevers. And make sure when you're eating your food, hold the fork the proper way. Don't hold it from the back looking like a straight alien. Anyway, so that's why I want to go to Vegas, because I'm going to play Spot the ET. I don't know. Maybe I'll meet some of my people out there. I don't know. I'm a hybrid. I ain't got nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with hybrids. Okay? I'm not just angelic Pleiadian. I'm a lot of stuff. They really broke the mold when they decided to make me. For better or for worse, I'm here. So yeah, I want to get to Vegas. I bet I see a lot of stuff in the sky in Vegas. Let me see. Anything else that I've seen here? Anything else that I have like a picture of here? Well, I'll just put like random clouds that I've seen, and you can look in and see if you see what I saw in those clouds. I'll put that here. And I'll end this conversation with the orbs in my house. Whenever I take pictures with my dog, in my living room, in my bedroom, whatever, and then when you look back at the pictures, we've always got orbs. So I'll put that here. I'll leave it to you to come to whatever conclusion you want to come to. But I see faces in these orbs. And there's one that actually like is very playful. I say it's either a fairy orb. It's either a fairy, because fairies love me. It's either a fairy or it's one of my guides, and it's a non-ancestral, it's a guide. I'll put those here. I'll also include not just the orbs in my house, but I'm going to include some fantastic pictures that were captured with the security camera at where I used to live with my family. That is the same house that had the Anunnaki cloud over it. I'll put that here so you can see there is beings, energy outside that this the telemetry of the security camera was able to capture. I'll put that here. Also, one night I was watching a show with my friend Alyssa, and they were talking about that you can call in benevolent gargoyles. And I was like, interesting. Maybe. Let's give it a go. So I set my protections, my intention for protection, and I also called on any benevolent gargoyles that was in the area. I think it was snowing that night. I said, can I please call on you to also be part of my security team for protection? Because when I was in that house with my former family, there was a lot of witchcraft going on, and it was a lot of black intentions, dark intentions aimed at me and my sweet little husky. So yeah, I called on every protective, loving being around me. Every protective, loving being, I called on them. And this gargoyle came. Look closely. Standing at the back of my car, looking forward, and like you kind of see, look in the picture, you can kind of see it look like a kind of like a ship. Maybe that was his ship. Maybe he parked this ship right there, interdimensional ship, and this being is leaning on the back of my car, looking right at the camera. Like, you called me, Lori, I'm here. Got you, girl. I got you. It was amazing. 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 Look for yourself. You let me know. Then, also at that house, I used to see the fairies all the time. I was going to build a fairy garden, but you can't build beauty and you can't have love when you are being psychically attacked by people. So, nah, I couldn't do that there. So, but you can see right here in this picture I took with the security camera footage. I always go through the footage, and then I take the screenshots in the footage. And look, looks like a little fairy lady was having a conversation with the little fairy guy in the backyard. The security camera got it. Because we got a security. I had them put a security camera in the backyard so I could see Thor when he's outside playing. And look, they're like having like a little conversation. And it looks like she's looking at the camera. Kind of like, hey, Lori, yeah, we see you. How you doing, girl? I'm just chit-chatting with him. I don't know. I might give him some. He's kind of cute. I don't know. And then kind of you can see like a gray looking being in the beams and stuff in the picture. Amazing. Amazing. So keep your security cameras set for your outside, your front, your back. You'll capture amazing things. I guarantee you. This technology that we have is able to capture these frequencies of these beings on occasion. It's amazing. And I'll end with, I don't know if I took a picture of it. If I did, I'll put it up here. I'm not sure if I did, but if I did, I'll put the picture. One evening, I was looking through the security camera footage, and no, I was actually looking through the security camera live video, and then I saw a huge barge in the sky. It was an energy barge, and it was a couple of blocks away, and it was over a whole section of private houses. And I was like, and the first thing that hit me, my intuition said, that is the barge that my brother is on, Anubis. Anubis is on that barge, and they're bringing in some souls. I forgot what it's called. That ship, that barge, that celestial barge that the Egyptians would bring the souls on and carry them into the next dimension or reality or whatever. I saw that, and I took a picture of that, I believe. So if I can find it, I'll put it here. I see a lot of amazing things. This realm is totally magical. When they tell you can manifest, sometimes I manifest in minutes. Sometimes instantaneously, sometimes it takes a while. But this place is magical. Believe in the magic. Believe in yourself. Know who you are. Find out who you are. That's what I'm on the journey to doing. Find out who you've been or what you've been, and enjoy the ride. It said, we signed up for this. We created this reality. We designed these meat suits. In my case, I think there was a little bit more interference than most, but I love who I am. I love who I've been, whether it's positive, and if I find out if I've done anything negative, we have. We're experience seekers. That's what souls are, it seems. Experience seekers. They want to experience being decimated in an erupting volcano, or some serial killers victims. It's bananas. I told one friend, I was like, you know what? We're kind of sick fucks. Because why would we want to experience the horrible things? Wouldn't you just want to stay and slide by with something cool and happy? Why would I want to experience something, say like a rape or being murdered or being decapitated or drowning at sea or crashing in a plane? Why would I want to do that? I don't know. Souls are weird. But anyway, this has been another wonderful conversation with you. Please let me know if you've experienced things, you've seen things in the sky, you see ships, you see dragons, unicorns, whatever. It all can happen. This place is magical as fuck. Excuse my language. I love you all. Thank you for watching.